All right, what am I gonna pick? Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Hi, my name is Tim Noons, who falls under the logic no news is good news, and I am joined today for our anime no name podcast with Ben. Ben is with me today.
Where I'm here.
Then I also have Garri.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Chrissy Poo. Chris.
Ooh, I like that nickname for me.
He is very poopy.
More often. God damn it, Garri. Nobody likes me.
20 seconds? That's it?
And then there in the background, kind of hiding in the shadows, doing the creeper thing, is none other than Neil Bolt.
Oh, it's so nice to be on the other end of that.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
And yeah,
And all of us together with the regulars are ready for our Klauss up, as Klauss joins us this week again. Hello, Klauss.
Hi, how's it going, everybody?
Not too bad, thank you.
Sorry, nothing clever to say today, right now.
It's
Apologies.
fine. It's fine. I have nothing either.
I want to say something. I went and checked out Klaus's stream, and I must say, you have a very handsome beard. I'm very impressed.
Why, thank you. I've been working hard on it.
Yeah,
It is very
twitch.tv/Phoenix
sexy.
Down Radio.
Plug.
For more of Klaus's handsome beard.
Ben, I wish you would plug us as much as you plugged everyone else.
Yes, Ben, please plug us.
Preferably the tail plug.
Chris was also wondering if Nightbringer is your real last name.
No, it's just my online pseudonym.
I'm wondering, Garri, really? Fucking really?
You asked me
Because
this
you're
last
too
week.
embarrassed to ask. You have to say, "Oh, Chris is wondering."
You asked me last week, and I said you should ask Ben.
Today
I
we
don't know.
learned that Garri lives vicariously through Chris.
He does. He really does.
I'll be honest, I would have said I don't know, because I can't remember.
In all honesty,
Ben Ice is
Nightbringer
still
is a
spreading.
cool name. So
I would have been loved to name Nightbringer as a second name. That'd been cool.
You know, I probably won't ever try to change it legally, but no, I like it. I don't know how I came up with it, but I've been sticking with it ever since I jumped back into Final Fantasy XIV.
It definitely has a better ring to it than Timberelli. But I must say, our main subject of the week is going to be My Hero Academia. And unfortunately, I can't, again, participate this week because I have yet to watch the new episodes.
Nor can I.
I have this really peculiar habit of wanting to wait until seasons are done because I really just hate waiting. But I mean, I'm waiting a lot, but there's no, like, in-between waiting.
I was
It's
going to
just
say,
like,
I hate waiting, so what I'm going to do is wait until everything is over.
Yeah, there's no anticipated waiting. It's just like, no in between waiting. It's just complete waiting. Like I'm doing other things instead of just thinking about what could be coming.
I mean, I can understand that because, like I said, I was just getting started on it, and it was amazing to be able to binge 2 seasons plus then get into the third season and get all caught up. And I'm like, now.
And now you're stonewalled.
Yes. Where's the next episode? Can I have another episode, please? Please.
But Tim,
I can has episode.
you're still okay with us talking about it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
Before we get to My Hero, did you watch Boruto this week?
Again, I did.
Sweet.
And I'm like I said, we were talking a little bit last week about how he was using this scientific ninja tool that was given to him by the developer at the company. And as he was training with Sasuke this week, you know, he started to try and do the stuff on his own, but it seems like he just keeps going back to this.
Yeah, he doesn't
cheat
want to
tool,
put the
so to
effort.
speak.
He just wants he wants success now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to work hard for it, you know, like Naruto did, like Sasuke did, like everybody in the previous generation of ninjas. You know, they worked hard to get where they're at. Now it seems like this generation wants it right now. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
It does.
Damn baby boomers. It's all those baby boomers. That's all they're doing.
But yeah,
Right?
it's nice that they're all, anxious and ready to get into the Chunin exams, but I'm not really looking forward to, how this particular arc is going to continue on in the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping they would go with something a little bit different, but I'm going to keep watching it. But like I said, I'm not really happy with this particular storyline.
No, I'm not. I was annoyed because it is just following that thing I was talking about before. So yeah, I'm not happy that they're following it to the T. I would have liked some more filler or expand it. So I'm disappointed. I'm not going to keep watching it because it's something to watch every week, but still.
I mean, the rest of the episode was pretty good. I mean, he did work really hard and did eventually get what he was working on. Was he was trying to get his shuriken to basically bend around and hit a target, and he was able to do that. And then he just seems like he gets so disappointed when he has to try and learn something new because Sasuke is like, okay, you did that, now let's go further on and make it bend more. And he's like,
but how can you do that? And that's cheating.
So yeah, we'll see how it takes it. Hopefully it they come up with something a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I hope so too. To be honest, I'm just looking forward to them full fight. That'd be interesting.
I really enjoyed the Chunin exam arcs in the original Naruto series, so I'm hoping that they can draw on that and bring us something really exciting in Boruto.
Well, for a lot of people, that was their favorite arc, really.
There was a lot of action.
Yeah.
There was a lot of character development, and we really got to see, certain characters shine, and then others, it was just a really good set of episodes, and like I said, I really hope we see that in Boruto.
I want to see more of Gaara's adopted son as well.
Well, yeah, he's just been introduced now, so I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot about him,
especially with the whole talk about having immense chakra. So that's interesting to see.
I wonder if it's another a Jinchuriki.
I don't know if it is, or it might just be a side effect of the fact. I don't know.
We'll have to see where he actually. I don't know what his story is about, so we'll have to see what where he comes from and why he has so much chakra versus a lot of other shinobi.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, he was introduced right at the end of the last episode, so we'll have to see what comes of this. Please look forward to it.
Yeah.
Please be excited. So then from there, I would suppose we would get into My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Sweet sauce.
And that would be you three, I suppose, a conversation running around.
Yes, it will be.
I haven't seen it yet either. So how was this week's episode of My Hero Academia?
I liked it.
I thought it was good, yes.
All at once, go.
Well, we've been talking, so I was, Gary.
I guess I can go. Remember when I said the show was going to get dark? It happened a lot sooner than I thought it was going to. Yeah, this one was a very dark episode. The villains attacked, and we've seen some pretty powerful villains in this season already, I guess you can say. It essentially surrounded them, the students being attacked while they're still training, so they're all pretty much exhausted. And all the bigwigs are still kind of in home base, so they aren't able to get to help them quick enough. But essentially, we saw my favorite kitty girl is beaten down, unfortunately, which made me sad. But I guess the best part of the episode, in a way, was the big fight that Deku had.
Oh my god, that was an amazing fight.
That was a great fight, and we saw Deku almost die, which was pretty goddamn crazy. He fought a dude whose power I don't quite understand, but I guess like his muscles, or he gets stronger, and his like skin can hold his muscles in, so like he just expands his body. It's a very weird power that he has, but he's pretty much like the Hulk, where he gets stronger as the fight goes on. but like his muscles just continue to expand out of his skin. It's very weird looking, but he was a pretty fucking powerful dude. Well, yeah, and we did find out he was the one who killed that little boy's parents that has appeared in this third season as well. But yeah, I really like this episode. This was a very good episode. It also, to me, it showed that Deku himself, though he's been able to master a lot of All Might's power, he's not even close to being able to do anything with it, really.
No, his body is still growing into the power, and he's, like I said, he can handle about 5% still, but he's slowly expanding it. But like I said, he was able to grow that. He hit him with 100%, and then an even overpowered punch, but his body just could not handle the force after he did that.
Yeah, and we saw, like, even at 100%, he did almost no damage to the guy, which is pretty crazy.
What I was reading online, because about the 1,000,000% that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The actual percent he shouts is more like a war cry than actually a percentage of his power. He does get stronger, but the amount he actually doesn't really.
It's not really 1,000,000. That's why I called it an overpowered punch. Yeah. You know, more than the standard 100% that he had been throwing out.
Yeah. Basically, he was more emotional, therefore more adrenaline, therefore it was stronger because of that. It wasn't the fact that he shouted out that he was doing 1,000,000. That was actually added to the manga one after this happened, in the manga. Because there was a lot of controversy over it. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, did he do 1,000,000%? How does that, if he can barely do 10%, how did he do 1,000,000?
He's going Kaioken, man.
Yeah. The author's author had to write a little blurb at the front of the book. So I thought I'd cover it up for people who don't read anything. I haven't read the manga because I don't want to be spoiled, but I saw that on Reset Era. So
yeah, the fact that the all the villains kind of caught everybody by surprise during this training, it's going to be a real test of the students to find out if they can survive through this. The Class B group, they really have a chip on their shoulders because they think they're so far behind the Class A group. So I'm wondering what they're going to do to step up on this. Class A's had a little bit of experience when they were attacked in the dome, and the USJ episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say we also learned one of the big story plots apparently going into this season as well, and that's that they're not after the students, but they're only after one particular student, and that's Bakugo, which I thought was very interesting.
I wonder possibly trying to convert him.
Yeah. We don't know why, but the villains specifically said that he's looking for Bakugo. So I think they're gonna put him front and center this season, which I think is gonna be pretty fucking interesting.
And one theory is, it's because he won the sports day event, and the other, like I said, because he is such a loose cannon, really. They think that they might be able to sway him their way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very hot-headed, so it'd be easy to persuade into the bad side of things than he is anyone else, really.
Motivation would be easy too. You want to beat Deku? We'll show you how.
Yeah.
We have cookies on the dark side.
You want to beat number one again? Yeah, here you go.
And we also learned that these villains are pretty much taking all their, influence from Stain rather than the other villains that have appeared so far.
Including the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles ripoff.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle guy.
Yeah, he's like totally ripping off the whole Stain vibe. But it's kind of interesting to see the head guy. I can't think of his name. I just want to call him Facepalm. But well, it kind of fits.
Scratchy McFace.
He really hates Stain. But so it's kind of interesting to see him just letting them do their thing with that and just kind of, taking advantage of their ambition that way and just letting them do their thing while he sits back and tries to collect at the end.
But that's the thing I'm kind of confused about, because I don't remember him ever interacting with any of these characters, these new villains. So is it really him telling them what to do, or are there different factions of the League of Villains that don't really communicate?
Well, he communicated with some of them, didn't he? I'm sure he communicated with a few of them in the little chamber thing. Because I remember him communicating with the guy with the weird face. You know, the guy with that.
I must have missed it.
Yeah, he communicated with
the fire guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And chances are that he may be, it's not, as you said, it's another league, but he chatted with them and then they joined him, so forth. I don't think they all had
direct communication,
but they all were, basically connect, in some ways, from that fire guy, I'm guessing.
They were recruited by the guy with the weird face scars and stuff.
Okay.
So kind of their little sect.
Yeah.
So from the outside in, this kind of feels like it could be another like Nomu fight, like that first that random dude that they made to fight All Might, the All Might Slayer. Yeah. So is that kind of the vibe you get from here, or is that going to be an anime that kind of lasts longer? Because one of the subjects we had last week was, talking about how the show doesn't really have an overarching sense of purpose, like which is the enemy. You have the face palm, but you don't have a sense of what he's going to do.
I don't think these are going to last.
I think they will. I think this is going to be the whole third season, is them fighting in the forest, to be honest.
Yeah, but
third season's going to be
outside of this season. I don't think they're going to be I mean, they might be part of this season, but I don't expect them to be like overall villains like the One for All and the face palm guy.
Yeah,
no, for sure not. I do see the big dude that Deku fought being a big problem for all, because like we've seen in this episode that a lot of the teachers are losing to these villains as well.
Yeah.
And really the only one who seems like he's going to be capable of doing anything is their teacher, the bandage guy who.
He's badass.
I don't remember his
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
Yeah, like he's literally the only one from what I've seen who actually stands a chance right now against any of these guys.
He got hit by the fire guy at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. Well,
so we're not sure what happened to him yet. I'm pretty sure he was probably able to avoid it, but we don't know yet.
No.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that Bakugo and the other guy, the half ice, half fire guy,
Tomodoki?
Todoroki.
Todoroki, yeah. They're about to have their own battle against some fucking cannibal who's apparently eating people. We don't know who the hell he ate, but he ate somebody.
All I know is I'm going to get...
graphic.
All I know is I'm going to say how this goes. The fight, it'll be like Goku and Vegeta, where they'll be fighting each other while fighting him.
Amazing.
Each one trying to... Mainly by... what's good? I can never say his name. Bakugo. He'll mainly be the one trying to fight against him, but they'll be both sort of rubbing their egos. So I don't expect him to be a major villain, major fight. Just if he wasn't them two fighting each other. And then they'll take it seriously right at the end, and they'll beat him.
Because that guy, the muscle guy, he seems pretty unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see how they're able, because Deku, he needs to find Eraserhead to cancel out his quirk, because he knows he can't beat his quirk, even with all of that power that he has. I mean, even at 1,000,000, he hurt him, but he didn't hurt him enough to put him out of commission. So I think it's great. I think it's fantastic to see how they can fight without being overshadowed by, All Might and any of these other big heroes that are already there. Kind of like how it was last season, where, they kind of did their own stuff. We got the showdown with Stain, but even then, they still needed the help of the bigger heroes, and now they're not there to help them, so they're going to have to do it on their own, which I'm finding very, very interesting right now, at least.
Do you think All Might's going to turn up to save the day?
I doubt
don't.
it. I think the students are going to end up stepping up and coming together on this one. And that's
so.
it's good. I think the whole third season is going to be this summer break, this camp, and then it's gonna, the second to last episode or something like that's going to be where they finally finish off this battle, and then they head back to school, and then they can start the fourth season. But that's just my guess.
So yeah, I
great
can't
episode.
wait for the next episode.
Very good episode. I miss my kitty girl.
Oh god.
But
Oh god, you're converting.
no. Not converting.
Yeah.
It's
No,
okay.
no.
You got a lot of your kitty dude.
No, because she's voiced by the same girl who did Lucy Harfilia's voice, and
This is how
she
things
looks like her too. So it's essentially the same character. So I'm good with that.
This is how things start, Gary. This is how you're getting enabled.
Yeah.
If I get converted, it will be the only conversion you'll see from me. Is that one character. But it was funny because in this episode we also saw the other kitty girl, and she kind of, because her power is what is it? She's able to pretty much talk to people. She's pretty much Professor Xavier.
She's
Are you talking about Mandalay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she the other kitty girl, the one with the red dress?
Yeah, Mandalay is the one with the telepathy.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, when the Ninja Turtle guy was attacking her, and she telepathically starts flirting with him, distracting him.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, what? What's
I
going
love
on?
how the guy's enraged because she's like, she's gonna get married. Yeah. By the way, I hate that brought up a huge thing on that Reset era, by the way. People complaining about that line. It's like, oh, why?
Just watch the goddamn show. Damn complainers.
Well, since I haven't seen it, I'm not sure if that's the last of the cutoff points. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
No, that's pretty. I think that's pretty much.
I'm not sure if I missed it, but did the little boy that Deku went to save, did he finally use his powers? Did he realize he had powers? When
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he
The water
splooged
power.
out some water.
Yeah, I didn't know if he threw water at him or he like used a splooge.
No, his palms were still wet after that. You could kind of see that he had
He's Eminem.
been able to bring out his powers. So yeah, Kota was able to use his quirk.
His palm sweaty.
Mom spaghetti.
That's
Yeah.
my
Mom
quirk.
spaghetti.
When I get scared and threatened, I sploosh out water on my enemies too.
Are you sure it's water?
I wouldn't say it's a useful power. But some sort
Well,
of
that's
fluid.
what I call a sticky situation.
Oh my!
Okay. Well, on that note, we have some suggestions to do. We have every week we do suggestions for assigned people in part of our group, and we actually have a few additions from last week. I think that'd be a good place to start, since this is their first ability to respond to anime now. So we had Neil, who I know it was Mob Psycho, but was there another recommendation in there too, or was it just?
The other one was a more casual one, which was Children of the Whales, which I think Klauss recommended. Yes, which I saw a couple of episodes of, which quite good. Just not as easy to get into in terms of just like, I want to watch another one of these right away, sort of thing. But what I can say on it is it's very beautifully animated, and I like where it's going so far. But yeah, so I've only seen a couple of episodes, so that one on the back burner, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a slow build on Children of the Whales, but it really does pick up in like about the fourth episode, and it really starts to get interesting.
I really like the art style though, and it's not really necessarily the animation. It's the what am I looking for? It is in the animation, but it's not in like the fine lines and the penmanship. Everything looks like it's on canvas.
Yeah,
it has a really cool effect to it.
There's a regalness to it. Almost.
Yeah,
it feels in a world of anime that is very excitable. It's very much subdued in a way, but classy. classy is probably the best way to put it, I would say.
Yeah.
It just has something. It demands respect, but just from the way it looks alone, and then you take into account of how it's written. Yeah, it's just, it feels, sounds wanky to say, but more intellectual than most anime. And so I think that's probably why it's tougher to sort of binge it than most. But sure. It feels like it's like a nice little, a delicious dinner every time you sort of get an episode in, and it's you want to,
because of that. Yeah. You just kind of want to sit there and let the palate just bask in it for a while.
Sure, that's it.
But Mob Psycho, you were able to get through Mob Psycho?
Oh yes, I mean, like most of it today. Funnily enough, it's like rather than doing like the many bits of freelance work I should have been doing, I ended up doing that instead. But because in short form, in the last few weeks, I've watched the entirety of One Punch Man's first season, and now this. And they are now two of the best things I've watched in anime. You know, it suits my style of viewing. I like absurdity like that, and when they downplay power, as most series do, it's just magical how it's done in both series, and here especially. It's just, this is probably my favorite of the two, just because there's a bit more fighting in it that's somewhat even. There's a bit more back and forth. I know it's but it's just great fun, and there's just humor from different parts of it that resonate. We've talked about Reagan, and
oh god,
Reagan is my waifu.
Yeah, totally. It's just like, and when you said that originally, I was like, already I'm like, this guy. But then as the series goes on and you get to that end point, it was like, that was grand. That was excellent. Just like that. I had to applaud it. It's just, it was a bit, to start with, it was like, okay, much like with One Punch Man, it's like, okay, I see, I get the point. It's like, it just starts ramping up nicely without ever, going too ridiculous necessarily. It's just, you get to see the awkwardness of the title character and how that goes. And it's just grand to see, not how he grows, but it's like, again, just sort of subverting those anime tropes of like, oh, he has this great power, but he's reluctant to use it, because he really is reluctant to use it on every level. He's just so meek and mild and apologetic, and it's like, I could absolutely destroy the shit out of you, but I really would rather not. It's like, it's like, whereas we're in One Punch Man, it's more of a case of I'm saying, I want someone who I can punch the shit out of for more than 5 seconds, and it's a nice version of that. The title credits, the whole animation in that and every little detail in it is probably the best I have seen in that regard, because you just spot new things every time you watch it, and it encapsulates everything that happens throughout the series really, really well. And it's key music good as well.
Mm-hmm.
It just I went to it thinking, this could be good, and it just got better and better and better, and by the end it was like, okay, I don't see it ending that way, but it ended that way. That's great. I'm not going to say too much there, because I do believe you should watch that to find out. But really, really impressive show, I have to say.
Glad to hear it.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites too. So it's just, everything you said is spot on.
I definitely echo that sentiment. Though for me, it was a little slow to start. For the first couple episodes, it was like, okay, what am I watching? I was trying not to fully compare it to One Punch Man, but you see it in the art style, you see it in the design, and so you're just wondering, okay, so where are the similarities? And it's like, okay, so he's doing what he does, and it's like, okay, where's the payoff yet? And I didn't see it right away, but then it starts to build. And yeah, it was by the end, it was an extremely enjoyable experience. You know, how he grew, how he changed, and you know, how those around him change, I think was the biggest thing that I noticed.
Yeah, because the overall message, you know, is that, you know, for all the power in the world you might have, it doesn't mean you have to use it. You have other powers you can use. It's just, you know, as Reagan says, it's the power of persuasion. You can talk people into thinking the way you want them to think if you really think about it, or try at least. You know.
Well, as a con artist, you would hope that he'd be able to do that, right?
Oh yes.
My favorite part.
That's Garri's superpower, by the way. That's what he does.
Garri is a charlatan?
Yeah.
Persuading people?
No, charlatan.
Oh, I'll take it.
You will, I guess.
I'll be Loki the trickster. I don't care. I think my favorite part is the part where Reagan actually has powers because he gave it to him, and I wish they would have kept that more, like, reveal it more towards the end of the show rather than reveal so quickly that he just gave him his powers, because I think it would have been like a big, like, WTF moment. Like, he's actually powerful. He's just pretending to be stupid.
Sure. I think, you know, if you're watching like week to week, that would be more of an impact.
So what you're saying is I'm Regan.
We're all Regan. It's like, as I was saying to Tim, it's like I too am a charlatan that can convince people that I'm good at what I do for a bit. And
but it was so great because, like, he did it, and then everybody was like, "Holy shit, he is powerful!" And then he himself believes that they're just doing parlor tricks, and he's able to survive because of that. It was just so great to see. Like, even he was fooled by his own bullshit.
Now that you mentioned it, it is a bit strong. So.
Oh, and spoiler alert, just throwing that out there right now.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But for the sake of spoilers, I would say then that I don't know if that would really be beneficial to the ending, Garri, to do it that way, because, like, you're always in on the con. Like, you as the viewer are always in on the con. So having the show misdirect you like that would be kind of a bad move, considering you went 24, 25 episodes completely in the con. Like, you knew everything about it. So having that go against you would be really just kind of a little bit too fourth wall and a little bit disingenuous to Reagan himself, because his character is revolving around the idea of being a con, like this heartwarming con who always has the best interest of one himself and then mob. So taking away that element of him would be really kind of just downgrading his character style. Yeah. So really,
no, I'm not saying don't reveal it, but I was just saying reveal it later in the episode rather than at the start of the episode.
I know, but that would still be like a rabbit out of the hat kind of thing. Like, it would be a bit, downplaying of how unique of an experience that was. So you have him also, because Reagan, when he has that whole thing happen to him, he doesn't really flap. Like, he's not altered at all. Like, he has all these things that's actually going on with him that he has never experienced before, but he does not change his outlook or his presentation. And that shows a lot of integrity to his presentation. Like, he himself, how he does his life, he performs his life, how he, does everything. He literally performs his life, lying to everybody.
The best part about that whole scenario, though, was not even his disbelief, but his how you're just playing with a plastic sword. What are you throwing at? He's just like, he doesn't even realize what's going on. He's just like, why are you trying to hit me with a plastic sword? And it's just, he's just like dumbfounded. He's like, this is all. He's just blasé about it.
What are these, soap bubbles?
Yeah. You're just tossing soap bubbles at me. This isn't a power. And it fit his character so perfectly the way that it was presented in that regard. It just I loved that. I love that entire last big battle, just because they're like, why? How is he so powerful? And he's just like wrecking all of them. They're like, I don't even know. What are you trying to hit me with a plastic sword? What do you think is going to happen? Like, so good. Yeah, no, it was just so good.
Yeah.
And Klauss, you had a recommendation, didn't you?
That
Were
was
you
mine
also
as well.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're to our
Yeah.
little
Yes.
recommendations.
Our little hee recommendations, indeed. I think we should start with Ben. What was your recommendation?
Wait, I was first last time, but okay.
What a twist!
Mine was Heaven on High. No, that's the Fantasy 14 dungeon. Sorry.
On the brain.
Everything's becoming so blurred at this point for Ben. He doesn't know what's different from what and where, and I think it's part of the Ben disease we've
I was
got going
playing Final
on now.
Fantasy 14, and then Kratos came in and rage killed everybody.
That's my
Called
favorite
everybody
Mass
bully
Effect.
and left.
It's Gary's favorite Mass Effect, indeed.
By far.
Anyway, Heaven's Lost Property. That was it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fan service. A lot of fan service, and I liked it. I liked all the fan service, especially the flying panties. That was my favourite.
God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
I can't
That's what
believe I
I
have
put
my
down
name
that
on
was
this
in there.
hosting. I have my name on this hosting. Oh, God.
Well, I'm not going to deny that I'm a pervert. I like the flying panties. That was cool, especially what's saying the Tsundere like class president.
I don't remember the names. It's been so long since I've watched it.
Where she's like, "Oh, she stole my panties. Good work."
Oh, my God.
I gotta admit that out of all of them, she's probably my favourite character so far. Just because she is, I don't know, so about her is just I like her personality over the rest of them. But I like what's it? the nymph.
Mm-hmm. Nymph is the little one.
Yeah, because nymph is cute. I like her.
She-
Though she isn't as good
She's
as
Gary's favorite too.
How dare you?
But she isn't my favourite, like, that style of character. I still think the one from Dragon's Maid was where she wanted to go to school and stuff. That was so cute. Nymph, I'm not, she was pretty good, but not a big fan of her. Icarus, I love her. I love her, the fact that she's actually, got character depth. And the main, I actually feel like I'm not a huge fan of the main character. I don't know.
You think he's hilarious?
He's hilarious, but at the same time, I feel like he gets overshadowed by all the other characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, when you got that much fan service going on, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So
I think you might have been a little focused in.
Well, that's Ben for you. He's like,
And it's
"Ooh,
like, so
flying
that's how I
panties."
steal panties.
So, yeah,
Fuck is this, man?
I like the fact they were like actually like birds and flew back. Like the pants migrated back.
How did you like the panty monster that was created?
What?
That was amazing, also. Yeah. And then when he tried to sell it later on as well, when he was trying to sell it, and like so he could buy a porn video. What do
See, it sounds all pervy, but you don't understand. Most of the show is like him being in chibi form
Yeah.
and being super dumb all the time.
May everybody recall that last week Gary couldn't handle Monster Musume for those
Yes.
exact same reasons he's stating.
I was just
No. I couldn't handle it because they were half monsters, half people.
Oh my God.
No, I recall you exactly said every other scene is like a boob shot or panty shot. I can't handle it. It was too much. And now he's talking about flying panties and panty monster. Yes, boobs everywhere.
Ben's talking about that. I'm talking about how cool the character is when he's chibi form.
I also like the fact that he liked his friend's pants that he found out.
Well, who wouldn't? Huh?
Nice pants.
Well, he fell on her bar, saw her pants, and then that's the episode when he makes, because they've got these magic cards that allow whatever you wish to happen, pretty much. And he wished that her panties were sexier, so anytime she puts pants on, they got ripped off.
I mean, the pants sound like the MacGuffin of the series.
Until they found out that her pants that she wore originally is what he liked. So, yeah. Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Learning. Yeah.
I should have recommended this to Tim. It would have drove him crazy.
It's such a funny show, though.
Anything
so
you do really drives me crazy.
So I would recommend this show to everyone.
It's a great show.
Who is a pervert?
When they use him as a stepping stool in the water, come on.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome.
That was... Well, he's trying to jump to cover her ass because she doesn't want to... For some reason, she still decides to wear a skirt even though she can't wear underwear. So he's trying to block everyone's view. And then he tries to lay on the puddle so that no one can look up with the puddle. And then he lays down facing up anyway, so he can try to...
He's a little pervert. Story of my life.
Oh my god.
It's everything Ben aspires to be.
So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I'm going to slap
the first 10 out of 10.
I'm going to slap a big old problematic sticker on that.
Sisterhood of the Flying Pants. Okay, for the...
Well, I should really, because there's some in America that just call them what underwear, I guess. Because they're not trousers that come off.
I call them panties, but you know.
Yeah, start taking off
like
your
it.
panties, Chris.
Anyway,
You first.
I liked it. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
Honestly, there are married men in this podcast.
Yes.
What you may think.
Well, you know, that's the closest you'll get to flying panties.
So
My-
for the
Hey! I do laundry on a windy day.
So for the sake of integrity, I'm gonna get the rest of the smut out of the way and have Gary go next.
Smut? That is messed up.
Gary, what was your recommendation?
My recommendation was the Naruto spin-off, Rock Lee. What?
Smut.
Broccoli and his pals.
Rocky.
Yes.
Rock hard.
I absolutely loved what I watched so far of it. To me, this is way better than Naruto ever was.
It really was good, wasn't it?
Rock Lee's amazing, though. To be fair,
I watched about 14 episodes, and every episode was fantastic. My favorite character is Guy Sensei because of his stupid face. Like everybody's chibi looking, and he's like chibi style, but he's got the regular face. It's just super weird looking.
To be fair, that's what he looked like in the actual series too. Anyways, so.
Oh man, it's so great. I love Rock Lee and the fact that he can't use ninjutsu, and he's just like, I gotta fake it. And he's like, sexy ninjutsu. And he just changes clothes on a bikini.
Okay, finally, smut I can get behind.
It's just like they're like, what was it? When he's trying to duplicate himself, I don't remember what it was called.
Oh, the Shadow Clone.
Yeah, all he does is move really fast, so it looks like there's multiple of him, and then he just passes out because he's so exhausted and dizzy. I can do it too, and then he just dies. Oh, man. It's so goddamn good. There's so many, like the first episode, it's like essentially about poo and him trying to dodge dog poo that just randomly placed on the floor. It's so fantastic. Yeah, I really much enjoy the show. And yeah, Naruto cameos in it, as does like a lot of the main cast as well. But the fact that it's about him, the dude with no powers trying to be cool like everybody else, is just priceless.
1010 is, I think, steals the show though.
Which one is
so? 1010 is the female.
Oh my
ninja
god!
there.
Yes. Yes, the episode when she's like, "Why can't you guys just be more gentlemanly?" They like wear suits with like spiffy mustaches and shit. Is this more gentlemanly? It's so great. And then they try to turn her into a man. You You're just more manly than us. So they give her a manly haircut. Oh man, fantastic! It's so good. I'm definitely gonna try to finish this for sure. Yeah, just they're all chibi, and there's so much exaggeration. It's like the whole show is like the filler episodes that you would see in like Dragon Ball Z, like the one they're trying to get a driver's license, but it's like fillers in Naruto, and like the entire show is just fillers. Like if they had a show just filler episode, that's what this would be.
Well, that sounds like Naruto anyway, so.
Yeah. It's fantastic. They call him Bushy Brown. The episode when he learns the new fighting style, when Guy Sensei comes in for the first time into the show, and it's like the swan style, and they're just dancing like ballerinas and fighting.
Oh, God.
I was dying. It was so great. He's going to be labeled as a pervert. Like, he's not going to jail or anything. He's going to be labeled a pervert. So good. So goddamn good. Love it. Thank you for that recommendation. 10 out of 10 for me, too. This shit is too funny.
So does that earn the problematic sticker, Neil?
No, that sounds pretty regular, to be fair.
All right, so Neil is now converting in the process.
Hey, it was always my boat, baby.
I think you had him at Rock Lee in pants.
The only thing that bothered me is
British
the
pants.
guy who does Naruto's voice is like the guy who does every kid character in every anime. Like any anime that you see that has like a child that's like the age of like 6 to like 12 is like the same voice actor. And that's the same guy who does Naruto's voice, I swear.
Believe it.
His voice is annoying. I hate it.
Believe it.
I believe.
Well, and to moving on, I'd like to say, like as you mentioned, Gary, that from what you've seen, he says that because almost all of us, have had God of War 8R time-itis this week. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that very few of us have actually finished our recommendations. I know I'm guilty of it. I remember Chris saying something about it, and Gary has confessed en masse as well.
Mine is 50 episodes. I'm sorry.
I don't.
And I did say
on the mine's 20.
I did say on the episode that you only had to watch about 10. So
I'm definitely gonna finish it though, because that shit's too good.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's 20, Gary. So STFU.
No.
All right, Chris. My memory is eluding me today because of the bee virus. So what is your recommendation?
My recommendation that you gave me is a little anime called Noir. And
tell me more.
Yeah, no, it was Gary. This would have been right up Gary's alley because it's about lesbian espionage assassin action.
It's Pure Effect, the anime?
It's all undertone, not like literal. It's all undertone.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's a very good anime. It's you are dropped into the middle of this assassin for hire being basically called out by a mysterious person, and when she goes to investigate, a haunting memento of her past has come into possession of this other younger girl, who it turns out is a very, very skilled assassin, but she has no memory of who she is or even what she is. She just knows that she can kill very effectively and efficiently, and does not know why it doesn't make her sad. And in order to kind of uncover this, they team up somewhat begrudgingly, and undertake missions in order to basically find out this girl's past, and of course do the assassin thing because that's what they are trained to do. And it's very Cowboy Bebop-ish in the anime. I mean, it looks a lot like they might have had. I didn't look into what studio did it, but it looks very similar in animation style and that. So, and it's kind of that same era. And the biggest thing about it, the action's good. The animation I think is great for what it is. From I think it's 2001. But what got to me most was just the presentation of this their assassinations as a whole. I haven't been able to watch it. I'm about halfway through, and there was one episode in particular that just like it's been leading you on. It's been kind of this whole chill experience, and then there's an episode where she meets a stray cat, befriends a stray cat, yes, and they come to find out the stray cat belongs to their target, who is an old man who used to be a commander of a concentration camp, not for the Nazis, but for I forget what they're called. It was like a battle between some Armenians and the Tolshites or something like that. I don't even know how accurate it is to real history, but basically he was ordered a mass execution at this concentration camp, and the rest of his life he spent trying to make up for it by feeding the poor and helping people and doing all that. And now they have a contract to kill this man. So it's like it really got to the heart of this anime, in that it's this girl who doesn't feel sadness when she kills is suddenly having second thoughts about why she's doing what she's doing, and whether it's, and just the whole thing about her mysterious past is kind of coming to light as she's trying to figure this out. So it's very, very, very good, very very tug at your heartstrings as you're watching these characters grow and develop even more from the people that they are. It's very quiet. Usually there's a lot of standing around as they look at each other. It's just kind of weird. It's a slow burn. Yeah. They just stand there and kind of look at each other for a few minutes, and you're like, did my stream freeze? Like, what's going on? And then she'll turn around and walk away, just like, what? Very little dialogue. So yeah, but no, overall, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm definitely going to finish it because I really want to know what this girl's past is, and what happened to the other girl's family, and why she became an assassin. So I'm holding out on my out of 10 score for it until I can finish it. But so far, yeah, it's about an 8.
Ooh, good to hear. Also, I know I mentioned it last time, but I'm very curious. How do you like the piano score, the musical score?
I really love the score. I got to be honest, I'm getting really sick of hearing that music box every 10 seconds.
It's true.
There's this music box that plays, this little pocket watch every time they open it up. This music box tune plays, and they play it like 10 times an episode. And I'm just like, oh my god, I get the point. Please stop. That's my biggest gripe about it, and that says a lot. That's like the only thing that's bugging me. But no, I love the score. I love the kind of again, it's just it reminds me a lot of Cowboy Bebop. It's very upbeat and jazzy at point, but it's also just very kind of chill and relaxing, that you can just sit back and kind of watch this spy drama unfold with these two hot chicks. So I would say Garri should definitely check it out too, because I know he'll enjoy it.
I'm putting it on my watch list right now.
And I know you mentioned it, but it was Studio B Train that made this one. I don't know that studio.
Very interesting.
That studio. But yeah, as a fellow sufferer of the God of War ate my time-itis, I too was not able to finish my recommendation, which was Mushishi, and I'm very frustrated with that, because Mushishi, I've seen about half of it now, and it's so delightful, but I couldn't really. It kind of like how Neil was talking about Children of the Whales. It's such a quality to each episode that it's really hard to binge, because each episode loses its. It just loses what it's doing. Like it's just too soon. Like it's one of those many shows that I wish I had been able to see in that weekly round. Like like you see an episode a week and you spend a week thinking about it. Yeah. Because it's the kind of anime that really deserves it. but I ended up watching about 4 at a time. And I'm really glad I didn't try to binge watch the whole thing because I feel like I would have just forgotten a ton of things. But like I said, I haven't finished it, but the one commonality with all the episodes, because the show is basically an exploration of Japanese folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And the one commonality is the protagonist, and he's a mushi. And the only comparison I can think of right now is someone like I don't want to say a shaman either. I can't think of the right word. Somebody who's just super in tune to like supernatural energies and things like that, and like just has the general know-how. Basically, like a toned down Winchester brother. But it's so cool because like the first episode is a really cool start because you don't really get to know who the main character is. It starts with this guy who has not crap. I was trying to think of the word. What am I looking for? A bottle of sake. A bottle of sake. A bottle of sake that his family had made, and it's this recipe that he's been trying to master after his father fell ill. And he finally got it. Like he got it as close as possible, and it's a really, really good brand this year. And he's trying to take it up to the village to his dad so he can try it because he's been struggling with this thing. And en route, he ends up getting lost in the forest. And in the forest, he comes across this trading group. Like it's really kind of weird. They're trading different things that they make and have, a little bit like the Atlas from Atlas Shrugged, but not so elitist. I don't know why that was the thing I thought of, but it came out, and I apologize because I don't really enjoy those books. But hashtag Republicanisms. But the thing is that they're basically just trading commodities, like things they've created, and what this guy finds out is that there's a massive worth and speciality to, supposedly, there's a massive speciality to his sake. Apparently, it's a very sought after one in this group, and he has no idea why it's important, but he ends up trading it for this item that for his dad, and then these they end up coming across these spirits because the spirits in the forest are very moved and attracted by this sake, and in order to get them to go away, stop bothering you, because they're going to try to steal it from you. The only way to get them to go away is to give them a little bit, and then they just kind of go off. And they only respond to this perfect sake that everyone thinks this guy has. So when he brings it up, an altar of sorts, like the little bowl in the middle of the forest, the spirits don't take it. And everybody shuns him because he had made trades with them. And, they thought it was one thing because it was glowing. And that's what this special sake is known for. And they shunned him and went after him, and he fled. And up until this point, you really think that he's the main character. But there's this random guy who kind of looks like Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist.
With gray hair.
Yeah, like Roy Mustang left after he got old and went, gallivanting. And that's a hard segue, and I didn't mean to. But he seriously looks like Roy Mustang. And he kind of comes into play and talks about it and shows him what's going on, and that ends up becoming a theme where he comes across the situation where these mushi. They're called mushi, right?
Yeah, they're called mushi, and he's a mushi-shi.
There it is. Thank you. And he comes across them in each episode. It features a different type of mushi. Like one is one that's found in snowflakes, and one is in sake and things like that. And it's really interesting. What was the other one? One had this the all-seeing eye on his hand, and that one was messed up. Actually, really messed up. And then there was one pertaining to the life of trees. And like it's just super cool to get like kind of in touch with those. But I think my problem I have with it is that, and I haven't finished it yet, so I can't really say it's a continuous and congruous problem. But I don't know for sure how everything pertains to the main character, quote Roy Mustang, and I don't really know exactly like. I don't know if they're going to do anything with these Mushi, like if they're going to be part of something bigger or what. And I mean, every story is very interesting and pretty much really dark. You know how most folklore is actually embedded in dark themes, even though Disney does things to them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really cool to be able to see that kind of stuff. And I feel like this is a really good, not really a good, like, you know, thorough example of learning about the folklore. It's more like a Wikipedia in sense, and that you can really take it in and explore it and then go from there to find it in other places.
Yep.
But I'm just super interested in how Roy Mustang pertains to all this. Because I don't know if it's kind of off the draw or not, because it's just like everything's kind of around him. So there has to be something about him that is, I don't know, making these things be a thing.
So I take it you didn't get to the episode yet where they do explain that. Then I'm guessing if you haven't got, I can't remember if it's like middle of the series or if it's more towards the end. But there is an episode that explains why he's traveling.
Okay.
And well, if that gives a lot of background. So okay, good.
Well, if there's exploration and explanation to it, then yeah, I'll leave it at that. Like, that's not my argument. I just wanted to know that there's a thing. But yeah, all in all, so far it's been just a joy, a real joy to go through. But yeah, it's been a slow one for me just because I can't justify binging it.
Yeah, same here.
It's like one episode, and I feel really good, and I feel like I have lots to think about, and really a lot of things to just absorb. It's not like, you know, running through a bunch of One Piece, which actually is something else I'm doing via manga. But
yes,
it's totally something I recommend. Even without finishing it, I really want to get this done, and now that I've platinumed God of War, I totally have time to do it now. But yeah, thanks for that recommendation. I'm really loving it.
Yeah, no, you're well. And that's the entire reason why, because I knew you would appreciate that about it, and that it's not something you can just run through. It's kind of like each episode gives you a lot to really think about, too, after you kind of watch it, and kind of very reflective of your own life. I think that's why I love it. I think that's why it did such a good job of that, is because altogether that's what people would feel like after they watched each episode, or like where you just kind of sit there for a minute, you're like, oh my god,
right?
Like, what?
I definitely had one of those with the episode with the tree girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that one. It parallels a lot of English folklores, and it even reminded me a little of a little bit of from the inspiration that came into. That was a weird sentence, but it reminded me a little bit of what's it called? The Wolf Among Us, the one lady with the ribbon around her neck. Like a lot of parallels to that too.
Mm.
But yeah. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you liked it.
So it was Garri and Ben last week, and the week before it was Ben and Chris.
Yeah. So
now it's you and me then, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
No, because the week before that was the first round was me and Ben.
Yeah, which means
me
and Tim.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, it's me and Tim.
No, because I already did Chris's. Remember? Last week.
Monster Musume was last week, so it is Tim and Garri and back me and Ben.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we only really have 3 variables.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, we could throw Neil and Klauss in on this, but I know they're kind of guest hosts right now, so.
Okay, I'm willing to jump in on this if you guys want to include me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to be a regular, we're totally good. What do you think, Neil?
Yeah, I will pass on doing this bit, but I will take donations. I will not give them out because I will be absurd and stupid.
Don't worry, that's my job.
That's the point, isn't it?
I already have my revenge one open right now.
Hey, what's good though, Neil, is you can like select an anime you think looks good, but you don't trust it, so you can have somebody else watch it and tell you if it's good.
I'll be honest, that's what I've been
He's
doing.
a regal anime poison tester.
Okay, Neil, if that's going to be your strategy, recommend that I watch the Bayonetta movie.
Didn't you get that last week?
No,
He
I asked
wanted
for
it last week.
but nobody gave it to me.
Oh, that's not fair.
I might just have to sally up and just watch it on my own or something.
You probably will, because you ain't getting it from
Heaven
me.
forbid.
So it's me, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay, Chris,
Yo.
I challenge you to watch My First Girlfriend is a Gal.
My first girlfriend is a gal?
Yeah.
It's a lesbian show.
Sweet. More lesbian action. Awesome. I'm down.
No, it
my
sounds
God.
a bit like the start of a porno.
Oh wait,
That
wasn't
pretty
it?
much is.
Wasn't it you and me, Ben?
No, it's you and Gary.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do we bring Klauss in onto this? Do we sit him in the middle and just do it on him, or
We can always.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I was gonna suggest a menage a trois, but I really like your idea instead.
Menage Quinn?
We each recommend something to
Thank-
Klaus, and he can choose which one of those to watch.
Okay. So yeah,
Gosh,
that's
that's
mine for you. It's on Funimation, by the way, and it's on Crunchyroll, I think.
Sweet. My first girlfriend is a gal. All right.
I have to look this up.
Okay.
I got Gary chomping at the bit back there. God. Oh, guys. I thought we were getting past the smut. Never mind.
Oh no, this is more smart. This is smuttier than everything.
Smut.
Oh, what's up, girl? What's your name?
Oh my God.
How you doing?
Gary, rein it in. Going on to the horse.
Oh,
Wait,
This is
Gary's the
amazing.
horse.
No, it's a series for me.
huh? That's weird.
10 episodes.
Oh,
Yes. One episode. Okay.
all right. Ben, in that case, do you have Netflix?
Yes, I have Netflix. Well, I resubbed to Netflix, should we say?
The UK Netflix is very different from the US, though, so they might not.
I do realize that, but I think it'll be okay because this is well, it's a Netflix one. It's like produced by Netflix. And this is the one I was talking about earlier, and it's called Agretsuko.
Okay, you'll have to send me that in the message so I can spell it right.
Yeah,
it's
let me.
definitely on Netflix here. So.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just the main character Retsuko was designed by an anonymous artist who goes by Yeti for the Hello Kitty company.
Yes.
The Hello Kitty mascots in that Sanrio.
So it's a bit Hello Kitty Online Adventures. It'd be amazing.
It's even better than that. It is just oh my God, I love it, dude. I have not loved an animated cartoon this much since My Little Pony first kind of
Okay, no, I'm
debuted.
scared.
Friendship is
boy.
Maswick. No. I don't mean it's not even. They're not even.
I'm just
in the
gonna
same
go right
ballpark.
on ahead and put that sticker right there.
No, it's not. It's
Problematic.
not even the same. God damn it! No, it's not. It's really not even. But I am absolutely in love with the show, and it's short. It's 10 episodes. They're about 15 minutes long. So I'm giving you an easy one this week. But I highly recommend everybody on this podcast and everybody listening to it to check this show out. It's a Netflix exclusive. It was originally like 100 1-minute shorts that debuted over in Japan, and it's about a adorable little raccoon, red panda. It's a red panda girl, and in order and she's in the office environment, And it's very, very slice of life, dealing with what the work life is every day for everybody around the world. Everybody can fucking relate to these people. But in order for her to kind of deal with this, her stress relief is going to the local karaoke club and singing death metal. And she is very, very good at it.
That's
That
yeah.
one.
It's
Okay.
I have
fucking
seen some of
fantastic.
this. It is amazing.
It is so good. So yeah,
Okay,
Agretsuko. I will link the Netflix link in our Skype here, and it is, oh my god, it's just so good.
By
So
the
yeah,
way, for
watch
those
Agretsuko.
For those that have PlayStation accounts, by the way, at least in Europe, I don't know if it's still going on. If you buy 12 months of PlayStation Plus, you get 3 months of Netflix for free.
What?
So,
That's sweet.
and right now in the UK, if you buy 12 months of PlayStation Plus, you get 3 months for free as well. So you get 15 months of 12, and you get your Netflix for free for 3 months.
Damn.
So
Is that only
only
new
in the UK?
accounts or?
no, that's all accounts. But right now, I think it's just Europe that has that deal. So,
I'm
so
gonna
for
take a
European
gander. Let's
customers.
see. Okay. Well, Chris or Gary, what you got for me,
Oh, you want me to go first?
please?
Oh, it's not bad. Don't worry.
God damn it! Now I'm worrying.
Oh my god. No, instead of a show, I'm going to recommend 2 movies to you instead.
Oh snap! Hang on. Okay.
So the first one, Ghost in the Shell. The original first Ghost in the Shell movie. And the second one is Akira.
Akira.
Both
Okay.
classics.
Because you haven't seen both of them. Or either of them. And I
Oh,
want
we
you to
own
see that.
Akira. Oh, sick! I guess we own Akira. Cool.
There you go.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna put you out of your element. I'm gonna suggest a movie, and there's one I can find for sure. If it's 2 movies, I might have to try to find another one. But I want to recommend 5 centimeters per second.
I bet you would recommend that, Tim.
That sounds a little bit overboard for him.
No. It's not. It's not a euphemism. I promise it's not a euphemism.
It's by the your name guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. The title comes from the rate of speed that a cherry blossom falls, 5 centimeters per second, and it revolves around the story of this boy and this girl who kind of live they just meet each other, and right around the time they meet each other and kind of just get a feel for each other, they both she has to move, and then they stay in correspondence and try to make things work because transit systems, and they can make it work, but things kind of always just get in the way, and it's that it spends a lot of time talking about the lost time between the two, and it's delightful and touching and somber stuff. Yeah, I think 5 centimeters per second.
Yeah, I gotta try to find it now.
Equals 16 pumps.
I know it's. Don't you degrade this, you bastard. I think it might be on Crunchyroll.
It's also very cheap, I think, if you want to buy it anywhere. But
Yeah. And I don't know if it's readily available, but another one would be if you really wanted to watch Your Name, which is great. Your Name is
I've seen it.
Okay, good. So it's more along that line, but it's not as supernatural.
Yeah.
By any means. Oh, that movie's so good.
Damn
Shit.
good. Damn good.
I love watching it multiple times now because I've seen it about 3 times, and each time I see it, I see the little hints and nuances that they left throughout the whole thing. The first time I watched it, I went, well, this doesn't really add up. I mean, I loved it, but and then every time I watch it, all those little questions that I had are answered. And I just adore it. And I find things that I wasn't even thinking about every time I watch it. It's just so good.
And
It's on Crunchyroll, Gary.
Yeah, and I still bloody cry every fucking time.
Dude, yep.
This movie's gonna make me cry.
Maybe.
God damn it, you guys! If an animal dies in this movie, I'll never forgive you.
Did you cry with your name?
Not really, no.
God damn it, Gary!
What?
Black.
Oh my god!
You're soulless. This is where we're at now.
It's hard for me to cry during cartoon. The last time I cried during a cartoon was The Lion King.
Well, I was just say the Pokemon movie, which I would understand.
Oh, that was pretty heartbreaking too.
Yeah, that was rough. I love that part, dude. Shut up, Neil. Shut up.
But I knew things were going to be okay there.
I went
The
to
Lion
the cinema
King.
and
You
watched
knew
that.
things were going to be good.
Well, I mean, Hamlet. Nothing was good. If that's going to be the source matter, someone's going to die.
Don't go that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone's set. What do you guys think we should throw at Klauss and then Neil for that matter?
Bible Black.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, what?
Don't watch it. Unless you want to.
Google it right now. Black. Just Google it.
Don't do it if there are people around you.
Click on the first video. It doesn't matter who's around. They'll like it too.
Oh my God. They won't. I promise.
Don't do it, Neil. Don't.
I know what I'm looking for.
But Ben just did it. So
I know I would.
No,
I'd like to
know
recommend.
I know what Bible Black is.
oh, okay.
Babel Black. I thought you said Bible Black. Well, it's just, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Klaus has seen this one, but I'd really like to recommend to Samurai Champloo. So I think you get a good kick out. You get a kick out of that.
Let's see if I can get it somewhere.
So good.
Man, it's hard because I don't know what Klauss has seen. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of anime, right, Klauss?
I've seen a good amount. I mean, I haven't seen everything, but I try to watch a lot of different genres, a lot of different types.
Are you an otaku too?
Maybe.
Oh, it's on
Nani?
It's on Netflix, so I can watch that. That's fine.
Okay, sweet.
Cool.
It's also on Funimation.
What did you recommend to him?
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, baby.
It's classic. It's good.
I have unearthed something as a pick, by the way.
What's that?
I would pick All Out, which is all capitals. With
All Out?
Yeah, with 2 exclamation marks. It's an anime about a rugby team. So,
Oh boy.
That sounds amazing.
so it sounds
Fast?
a tiny bit homoerotic. It's,
Okay,
Yeah.
sold.
Well,
Even better.
Tim is definitely on that one.
Fast, hard-hitting, and intense, rugby is the sport where anyone can shine. Kenji Gion has never played, but after a run-in with Sumiyaki Iwashimizu, wow, that was bad. He's ready to prove he has what it takes. But can this mismatched duo fit in on an already struggling team? The animation looks just delightful. It also looks like it would be trash anime, like the kind of trash anime that's like delightful trash. Like I watch trash things.
Gary, where the fuck do you find that image?
This is the best image ever.
He's had that saved as his desktop.
Well, I know now. I'm definitely going to check this out. I've already added it to my Crunchyroll queue.
If anyone's curious, we might have to put this in with a tweet or something. But it's a shot of all the main guys on the rugby team not dressing. They're posing very effeminately, and it's delightful.
They're showing their
Seductive
abs. Rock hard abs.
Skype. We got it in our.
All out.
This looks delightful. Excuse me while I add that to my watch list.
Oh
I thought we were over the smut, but here comes Neil with a diamond gem.
You knew it.
Oh, that one's okay, but ours isn't okay.
We're
It's
never
fine,
over the
because
smut.
It's progressive.
defacing men. It's defacing men. It's fine.
Oh my god.
I like to. It's moments like this where I like to call up one of my favorite songs. I hate catchy choruses, and I'm a hypocrite. Hungry, hypocrite.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Thank you, Bo.
Good old Bird Venom.
Has somebody recommended something to Klauss already?
I think you recommended All Out.
Yeah, that was my recommendation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Klauss has to watch that. Good one, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
I'll check it out, but
I still to all of you, and definitely, I mean, I know it was to Ben, but to all of you, including you and Neil, Klauss, Ritsuko.
I've seen about half of it so far, so yeah, I really do enjoy Agritsuko.
Awesome, love it.
So, Klauss, then, have you seen a lot of the classics then?
A good number of them.
So if I
seen what?
Trigun?
Yes.
So if I recommended Dot Hack, would that be new to you?
I've seen some Dot Hack.
Was it?
I'm trying to remember what. It was older. Yes.
Okay, so I recommend watching it now because when Crystal and I watched it when we were young, we loved it then. But when we watched it this last year, Dot Hack. Isn't this last year or so?
Though? There's the
original Dot Hack
sign. Okay.
Yeah, Dot Hack sign. It was incredibly aware, especially for the time it was made in. It's super relevant right now. Some of the things that it talks about, it's so good. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend that.
It's been probably about 7 to 10 years since I've watched it.
Okay. Yeah, I would say in your adult mind, it would definitely sit a lot differently than it did when you were young.
Who said I have an adult mind?
I don't really claim to have it either, but it sits differently.
It's nicer to assume.
Well, then, I guess I don't recommend anything.
Well, we have what? We'll have three votes or three options, and then we can just vote on them. Because last week was pretty definitive. Like we all just kind of jumped on Mob Psycho, but
it was worthwhile.
I'm gonna go all out. It sounds like something that would be interesting.
I was just gonna say we can throw out suggestions and you can pick which one he wants to watch.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Gary?
I was gonna recommend Dimension W.
What's that?
It's a newer anime where they discovered this kind of infinite energy source, and it's a different dimension. They call it Dimension W. And it kind of takes place in the future, and people are it's very regulated by the government, and a lot of people are trying to steal it and give it to, like, it's pretty much like a black market for parts of it, and to use this infinite energy. And this company hires this guy, I don't remember his name, but he's essentially kind of like a bounty hunter, and he goes and he hunts these people down. And he encounters this girl who was made by one of the original people who discovered the dimension, and she's an android pretty much, but she doesn't follow the rules of all the other androids. She thinks for herself pretty much. And it's a story about kind of her mystery and about him and what Dimension W really is. I really like it.
In terms of setting and circumstances, it kind of reminds me of Shangri-La.
Yeah, there's a lot of those in there. There's one with like ghosts and stuff like that, but I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Too spoopy for me.
I'll give that one a shot.
Too what?
Spoopy.
They said poopy.
It's giving him a spooky.
He dropped the spook.
I just dropped the spook.
Okay, you're gonna go with Dimension W?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it reminds me. I don't know if you guys ever saw Edo or ID0.
No, I never have.
Okay. That's one. I mean, it sounds similar to that one. It's a newer anime. I think I saw it on Netflix. It's. I don't want to really spoil it, but it's about these space miners that are looking for energy sources. It's not in a different dimension, but the storyline is really interesting on that one. And if you have time, that would be one I would recommend to check out. But the one I actually want to recommend for you guys to check out, it's a really fun one. I'm sure some of you have already seen it. Neo Yokio.
Okay.
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's already on my watch list. So
Pinocchio is amazing. Chille, you've seen it, haven't you?
No,
You know of it though, right?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of memes going around from that one. You don't deserve this big Toblerone.
Oh, so that's where that was from.
Yes.
Jaden Smith is a character in it.
Oh, that one.
Yes, it is hilarious.
The laugh was appropriate. So, yeah, Jude Law as well. A voice that's true. Okay.
I thought it was extremely well done. It's definitely check that one out.
Only 6 episodes as well. So.
Yes, so it's not very difficult for you guys to watch it, but like I said, I thought it was extremely hilarious. Just a really weird take on a futuristic, the social scene in New York, basically.
Cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will look at Dimension W then for the next
please
show.
let me know what you think. It's only 12 episodes. I think they're taking a break. It was a Samuel cast. I think I got a break right now. They'll pick it up later.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know what you think. I enjoy it. I haven't finished it myself. I think I got to like episode 8, and then.
Well, I'll probably be able to binge through it and get it caught up on it. So.
Okay. Well, we've gone through our bases, we've gone through our paces, and we've definitely dealt out the smut.
Hey,
so I think that's.
Suggest one for Klauss.
Oh, you didn't?
you did.
No, I'm gonna go with How to Keep a Mummy, just because it's got a cute little picture.
Oh God.
What is it?
How to Keep a Mummy.
Yeah.
A mummy or mommy?
Mummy. I
It's
just
in
like the
eight-
picture of the
Oh, the little chibi mummy picture.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. It's so adorable.
I'll put it on a watch list, but I'm gonna go with Dimension W. Chill.
Okay.
I've had a lot of silly the last few series I've watched, so I think it would be kind of cool to see watch one a little bit more on the serious side.
I might watch this myself, actually.
I'm going to recommend an anime that I'm going to watch too.
Thank God.
That's why he keeps recommending Bible Black.
That's me, actually.
Yeah, it's Garri that keeps doing that.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm saying.
saying
That's why I'm saying he keeps recommending Bible Black.
I've already watched the whole thing. It has a really good storyline.
I know.
I heard it
What?
has some massive plots.
Yeah, if you strip all that away, it actually has a really good storyline.
Phrasing.
I'm
Yeah.
Guys, seriously, are we not doing phrasing anymore?
It's
that
just
was
pointless
pretty
at
good.
this point.
Everything's
fine,
literal.
Don't believe me.
Is that after you've expended yourself? Just
And I'm spent.
Oh God.
It didn't start off that way. I always skip to the good parts.
Then he lost interest really quickly.
I really did, actually. And I was
and
like,
then he was ready again an hour later.
I want to know what this story is about. I can't put the pieces together.
Oh, Garri and Ben, the keepers of smut.
You laugh. I'm being serious. If you actually sat down and watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I do laugh because you're serious.
I am serious, Chris. Do me a favor, dude. I know you don't have a problem doing it.
Well, I've already seen it. I've already seen that. I've already seen Bible Black, the beginning, I think it is.
So
Which
you
is
can
pretty good.
take the fall without jumping in and defending me?
Yeah? I'm happy to toss you under the bus, man.
Bye, bus. Come back one more time.
I got no pro. You asked, I'll admit it. Yeah, I've seen everything, but I mean, you want to...
It's a video game as well.
Where?
Where?
It's an old Windows game from 2000.
Dude, I platinumed it.
You put it on PC. I
He
found
put it on the
it.
hardest difficulty setting, too.
It has 12 endings.
No, was that a euphemism too?
It has 12 endings.
The hardest. difficulty.
One of them must be the happy ending.
Okay, I think with that, I think we're good, everybody.
The train has derailed.
Yeah, there is no more rail. There is no more train. It is just us now. And with that, we have our shouting calls, as we usually do. Make your rounds, Gary. Who do you shout out to?
To you guys, for sure. Fonzie, I know you want to hear our thoughts on My Hero Academia, so I hope you enjoy our thoughts, I guess.
It's like, you'll find out tomorrow. He's like, no, I want to know now.
The more he listens to this, the more corrupt he's going to get, poor guy.
Because he could have
we're already corrupted him. He's defending me, for crying out loud.
Though I suppose he doesn't have a lot to catch up, does he?
I don't know.
Catch up. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. And Chris, what you got?
What?
You cut off!
Alfonso, my shout outs to you, buddy.
God damn it. Friends, family, fans, and you lovely homies.
Yeah, what about?
Wow. That was... I've never heard silence so dead.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, homie.
I guess you haven't been around when Gary's done. So, Neil. Neil, anybody for you?
No, I'm merely here. I do stuff on the internet. Go check it out. It's not as sordid as it sounds. You know.
It's worse than it sounds. I'm just kidding.
Benny boy. Ben.
Okay, I'd like to shout out to Klauss for being on this week. Thank you again. Go check out www.phoenixdownradio.com, the Fantasy 14 podcast by Luna, Sarah, and Klauss. And me. Also check out twitch.tv/InvolveMail, your girlfriend's phone streamer. He's currently had a kid, he's looking after him, but shout out to Alfonso. Shout out to everyone that's listened. And yes, you can find me online with the sordid affairs, of course. But also, I have another guest code to give away, which will give you 48 hours of premium access to Crunchyroll. So, if you would like that, the code will be in the description of the podcast, which I'm pointing down to, even though that's my crutch, and that's not really...
Don't click on the link.
Get them, man.
Don't click on that
on
link.
his crotch.
You gotta work for that code. That's what we're saying.
So, yeah, if you want the code for the Crunchyroll, it'll be in the description of the podcast.
Have to get it out of him.
So, please look forward to it. And, of course, make sure you get subscribed to Crunchyroll, because for your premium anime... Also... Funimation is now in England, which means maybe we'll get Verve one day. So I'm happy that we've finally got Funimation to go with Crunchyroll.
We'll get what?
Yeah, Verve.
Okay.
So,
VRV. It's that service that I've been... VRV is that service I've been plugging for the last couple of weeks. Don't listen to me, Gary.
Okay.
So, yeah,
it sounds like I was trying to figure out how to spell it.
Verve. I don't know.
VRV.
Verve.
Yep.
I thought you were trying to say you would be right back.
Verve.
It is a bittersweet symphony.
So yeah, make sure you use the code.
Somebody got that.
Yeah, it's very good, very good.
The code is one use. You'll get 48 hours of premium, which means you can watch your shows as they air, or you can just watch the most recent ones in full 1080p's. So enjoy.
You can go watch How to Keep a Mummy.
Yeah, go watch I think that's free, actually.
Watch the All Out, man. Watch All Out. Go watch some rugby men being mad.
Yes.
Crunchyroll.com, because...
The pinnacle of smut is All Out.
It's got 5 stars. Come on. It's got to be good.
And exclamation points.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll.com. Please give me a link so I can plug in more stuff.
We have Klauss. Thank you again for joining us, Klauss.
Thank you again for having me. I want to shout you guys out because this was a wonderful time again. I love being able to talk about anime with you guys and something other than Final Fantasy for once. But if you guys do like checking out Final Fantasy, you can check out our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio. You can also see my lovely beard, as Chris pointed out earlier.
Yes.
Quite lovely.
And again, I look forward to continuing to talk anime with you guys in the future.
Yeah, it'd be great to have you with us now. That'll be awesome. And then it's from me, everybody. Thanks for enduring as well as I did with all the wonderful, wonderful, sweet, nasty smut that we had in here. And the wonderful recommendations. Thanks for listening. Alfonso, thank you for being here. Everybody, I would call you all out, but I don't all you know your names, and that's fault. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Next week, we'll have our recommendations and our normal show. Normal quotes every time.
Normal.
Thanks, normal quotes. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.